So I know I'm a little late on covering this topic, but it's something that I wanted to make a video on anyway, because it is a big deal and it could impact US players of Wizard101 as well. But the announcement was Wizard101 Europe on their Facebook and on their forums. They announced that they will no longer be offering memberships with a duration longer than 1 month from their website. So you can no longer purchase memberships for more than 1 month at a time. They also said that you can't auto-renew your membership. And they call it Wizard Club membership on the EU servers. If you want to keep playing, you have to continuously renew your membership and do that manually from their website every single time it ends. So basically this, to me and to everyone, it's pretty obvious, means that the game doesn't know how long it is going to continue to have the servers up. And that's pretty alarming to a lot of players, because if you've made a lot of progress on the Wiz EU servers, you could potentially be losing all of that if they were to shut down. That would be a huge deal. I couldn't imagine, Wiz US saying something like that and, players being okay with it, because that would basically mean the end of Wizard101 if that were to happen to Wiz US. Because the Wiz US servers are way different than the Wiz EU servers. The EU servers are actually behind the US servers because they get the major updates a year after, I'm pretty sure. So they don't have Caramel yet. And they'll probably be getting Caramel maybe the end of this year. I don't really know. But yeah, they're behind on the updates, and they have their own team, their own publisher that manages the game. So the conflict here, and this is probably why they are posting this, is KingsIsle got bought out by MGI, and that happened earlier this year. So now they're kind of running into this situation where Wiz EU is ran by Gameforge, and Wiz US is, in KingsIsle is run by MGI. So I see a little bit of a clashing of these two companies, and they're probably going over this contract with Gameforge and like, okay, do we want to allow Gameforge to continue to run this, or do we want to take it over ourselves? Because this is what MGI set out to do. They wanted to internationalize all the games, and this means that they want to probably control what Wiz EU is doing. So I think this is just the nice way of Wiz EU saying like, okay, we're going to restrict memberships. We don't really know what's going on. We're going to see what's happening with the contract. But I feel like MGI, from what I've seen on kind of their plans and their roadmap of things, that they would want to take control of that and kind of, push Gameforge out of the mix. But there also is another post that Wiz Europe said on Facebook, and they responded to someone and they said, there is currently an ongoing discussion between Gameforge and the developer studio concerning the contract for Wizard101. This is what I mentioned earlier with that contract. We will keep you informed on any significant topics resulting from the discussion between the publisher and the dev studio. So they're talking to MGI and KingsIsle and seeing what they want to do with the management of the EU servers. And personally, I don't think the EU servers are going to shut down completely, but there could be that transition phase of the servers moving into management from MGI. Or maybe, see, this doesn't make any sense for them to actually shut this down, because I don't feel like that is the goal of MGI, like what they want to do. If they want to push out the game, then I'm wondering how that's going to work with Gameforge, because it was managed by two separate companies. Gameforge was kind of doing their own thing with Wizard101. They had their own website for it that was, different from the US website, and they ran their own promotions. They were able to kind of, market the game differently and in their own way than, Wiz US. If I was MGI, I would want Wiz EU and Wiz US to be on the same timeline for updates. It's unfortunate that EU even fell behind to where they couldn't get the updates until, a year after. It'd be really cool if, Caramel came out in, 2020 for both US servers and EU servers. That would be ideal. Most games do that. most games want to release their updates for all servers around the same time, and I feel like Wiz should try to do that, but we'll see what happens. It's a unique problem, and they're going to have to decide how they want to solve it, but that's kind of where it's at right now. There hasn't been any new updates since then, and I was looking through the EU Facebook, and they've just been posting their normal things with sales and all of that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's concerning that they even put this out there, because as an EU player, if you were to look at this, you'd be like, man, am I going to lose my account? Am I going to lose my wizard that could potentially be level 130, and lose all progress, lose all my characters, all my crowns, whatever. So I don't know, it's concerning, and it's definitely something that people need to be aware of. I personally have never made an EU account, no reason to. It feels like most of the population that plays Wizard101 is on the US servers. Even people from EU probably have a US account, because the US account is more frequently updated and maintained. So as far as this change impacting the US servers, I don't think it's going to change anything for Wiz US. Like, it's just going to continue to operate normally. But it would be really nice of Gameforge, MGI, KingsIsle, everyone to allow the EU players to character transfer to a US account. I know that it's possible, but maybe there's some technicalities that make it difficult, but that would be super awesome of them to do that. Or what they do is they bring the Europe servers up to date to where the US servers are, and then allow players to transfer characters to that, because it just makes sense. And if I was MGI, I would want this. I would want all the servers to be on kind of the same page, same updates, so that it's in sync with each other, so you can play on each one and have the same experience as other players. I know that a while ago, and I would have to look up when, but I know that the Chinese server shut down, and it was kind of the same way. They just allow whoever to develop it, and it's not on the same updates as the US server, which is always ahead of the other ones because it's developed by KingsIsle, who is based in Texas, so it makes sense. A lot of other MMOs have options for players to transfer their characters server to server. They make them pay, but it would be so awesome if KingsIsle, not KingsIsle, but well, actually it would have to be an agreement between KingsIsle and Gameforge to allow a character transfer to a US account for free. That would be awesome. And you wouldn't want to make players have to pay for something like that, because this is something that just came up, and it's not like it was the player's decision. And if the game is shutting down on one server, then allowing that transfer to another server would be super nice of them to do, so that the players can continue. But maybe there's some kind of weird thing with that it wouldn't be allowed, and players from that, like characters made on that server, couldn't really operate on the US server. I don't really know, but I just know the games are different in some way. And yeah, I just wish it would work out like that, make it easy, but it's never that easy. There's it seems like it'd be easy, like, oh yeah, just transfer it over, but I'm sure there's difficulties with that. But yeah, maybe that's something that they could work on. Maybe that's something that MGI would like to work on, because if MGI's plan is to internationalize Wiz, have it be available in different languages, and maybe open up other servers, because I don't think there's an Asia server for Wiz right now. There used to be, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So let me know what you guys think of these changes. Nothing has happened yet, but it's just kind of the foreshadowing of what could happen later this year, potentially, for the EU servers. It's not going to impact the US servers at all. If anything, it'll make these EU players move to the US servers, but they're going to have to start over if they don't have an account here, because Wiz has always been like that. And it was like that on Steam. Transferring characters between different accounts that are on Steam or on a different server has always been a difficulty in this game. And I'm sure it's the same exact situation with this. They never want you to transfer characters from different accounts like that. And that was the big thing when Steam came out, is you couldn't just go onto Steam and use your account that was made from the normal Wiz launcher. You had to make a new account. That's why I have my Steam account, because I had to do that to play on Steam. But yeah, there's always been little weird things that have been difficult for the developers with this game. But that is going to do it for me today. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think of all of this in the comments. Are you on the EU servers? Are you disappointed in this decision? And are you going to be moving over to the US servers, or do you already? I'm sure most people already have US accounts, but yeah, just getting the news out there for people that don't know. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Leave a like on your way out. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you all next time.